Charmin, and today I'm going to show you how to make a very traditional, authentic paella. Now there are many varieties of paellas, and I've made many different kinds of paellas over the years. But the recipe I want to share with you today is a recipe I picked up in Barcelona. I went to visit Spain recently and I took a cooking class with a local chef. And the secret I picked up from the chef is that he uses turmeric, which I have never used in my paellas before. But he uses just a pinch of turmeric, not to add to the taste at all, but to give the paella a really vibrant yellow color, which is what paellas are known for. Now I'm making a mixed paella with seafood and chicken, but you can use the same recipe to make a meat paella or a vegetable paella or just a seafood paella. With that, let's get to cooking. Here's the list of ingredients, which I'm also going to add in the description below. But before we get started, I wanted to talk about a few very important ingredients. You want to use short grain rice here because they absorb more liquid, which means more flavor. Saffron. I know it's expensive, but it's so worth it, and just a pinch will do, so don't skip it. If you're cooking with seafood, make sure the wine and the tomatoes are cold. It'll help slow down the cooking process and not overcook the seafood. Before we get started, I wanted to talk about the pan a little. Of course, the paella pan is the best, but I wanted to show how a cast iron pan works just as well since it's more accessible. The whole idea is to use a pan that has a flat bottom and provides even heating, and a cast iron pan does just that. On medium-high heat, I'll cover the bottom of the pan with some olive oil. I'll add in some garlic cloves and fry for just a minute. I'll just let the garlic infuse and flavor the oil. I'll add in my peppers and onions. I'm using only green peppers because that's all I had. But you can use red or yellow or all colors if you want. To the veggies, I'm going to add a tiny pinch of salt. Keep in mind, the seafood is already pretty salty as is, so we're adding salt just for the veggies, which will help them soften. After a few minutes, once the veggies are soft, I'm going to push the veggies to the side and make some room in the middle. I've already seasoned the chicken with salt and pepper, and now just add them to the pan skin side down. They'll fry for about 2 to 3 minutes until they're nicely browned, and then I'll flip them over. After another 2 or 3 minutes, I'll add in some parsley. I'll toss to mix, and then I'm going to push everything back to the side again. And now I'm going to add in my clams very carefully, making sure not to break the shells. A quick toss, and now I'm going to add in my wine. Remember, it's important to use cold wine to slow down the cooking process so that the clams don't overcook. I'll let it cook until the alcohol is cooked off, about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add in my mussels and the cold tomatoes right on top. Again, trying to slow down the cooking process with the cold tomatoes here so the mussels don't overcook. Toss to mix, and now I'm going to add in all my spices. Some paprika, turmeric, bay leaves, and of course saffron. I'll give it a really good stir, making sure to scrape off all the good bits stuck to the pan. I just want to make sure that I flavor every single thing in the pan. I'm going to let the spices and the tomatoes cook for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add in my prawns. I'll toss and cook the prawns for about a few minutes or until it changes color, and then I'm going to push them to the side again to make some room for the rice. Now I'm going to add in my rice. I'll toss and mix everything to make sure everything is well incorporated and well flavored. I'm going to add in my peas followed by the stock. I'm adding about 3½ cups of chicken stock. You want to make sure every grain of rice is covered by the liquid. So if you need more liquid, just add 1/4 cup of more stock or water. Give it a gentle stir to make sure everything is in an even layer. At this point, I like to arrange my seafood and my meat exactly the way I would want to present it, because after this point, it is very, very important not to stir the pan to create sauerkraut. Now let's talk about sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is the crispy bottom layer of rice, which is pretty important for a great paella. And to create that, you need to let the rice cook undisturbed until it's completely done. Okay, back to cooking. I'm going to turn up the heat to high and let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes until the water is below the rice. Do not stir. Once the liquid is below the rice, I'll cover the pan tightly so it creates the steam. And to do that, I'll cover it with foil first, and then I'm going to put the lid on. And now I'm going to lower the heat to low and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes, and now let's uncover and see what it looks like. It looks pretty perfect to me. Perfect crispy rice. Sprinkle on some parsley, garnish with some lemon wedges, and there you have it.